For 4.5 millennia, they have dominated the horizon. The pyramids of Giza. Monuments to power, eternity, and a civilization that touched the divine. We have studied every stone, translated every hieroglyph, and mapped every known chamber. We believe we know their story. But what if the greatest secrets of Giza are not stored within these towering tombs, but buried far beneath them? For centuries, whispers have persisted among locals, tales of hidden tunnels, forbidden zones, and a subterranean world concealed under the desert. These were dismissed as folklore, desert myths, until now. Using technology that can see through stone and sand, scientists have peeled back the layers of the Giza Plateau, and the images they have captured threaten to shatter the foundations of history. A network of structures, shafts, and chambers that defy explanation. A discovery so profound, some claim, that the gatekeepers of history have tried to keep it hidden. Tonight, we uncover what the radar revealed, and ask why the truth of what lies beneath the pyramids may be the world's most dangerous secret. The Giza Plateau has been the most intensely studied archaeological site on Earth for over 200 years. To its east and west lie vast cemeteries, sprawling cities of the dead, where Egypt's most powerful nobles and priests were laid to rest. In ancient Egypt, proximity to the pharaoh's pyramid was the ultimate honor, a guarantee of eternal life in the shadow of a god-king. Every inch of this sacred ground was prime real estate for the afterlife. And yet, there is this. A vast, unnervingly empty section of the Western Cemetery. While the land around it is dense with the flat-roofed tombs known as mastabas, this patch remains barren, deliberately avoided. For generations, Egyptologists offered simple explanations. Perhaps the ground was unstable, or it was reserved for a royal family member whose tomb was never built. A simple anomaly. But as researcher Graham Hancock, a vocal critic of mainstream archaeology, has long argued, absence can be a form of presence when it's this deliberate. He points to these empty zones as evidence not of nothing, but of something being actively concealed. Between 2021 and 2023, a joint Egyptian-Japanese research team decided to look closer. They brought in the tools of modern geology, ground-penetrating radar, and electrical resistivity tomography. Machines capable of mapping the world beneath our feet, layer by layer, without disturbing a single grain of sand. They were not expecting to find anything. The official record insisted there was nothing there. The official record was wrong. Just 6.5 feet beneath the surface, the data began to paint an impossible picture. Not the irregular, chaotic signature of natural bedrock, but the clean, unmistakable lines of human construction. A distinct L-shaped structure, its angles precise, its form deliberate. It stretched over 30 feet in length, an architectural signature buried just below the sand. Then, deeper scans revealed a second anomaly connected to it. A vertical shaft, plunging nearly 33 feet straight down into the bedrock. Remote sensing cannot tell us what fills these spaces, whether they hold air, rubble, or the dust of millennia. But the data was unequivocal. This was not geology. It was architecture. The silent, empty ground was a facade, a carefully constructed illusion. For the first time, the silence of the Western Cemetery was broken. The barren patch of land was not an empty space, but a doorway. And it was just the beginning. The discovery in the Western Cemetery cracked open a door to an even greater mystery. If something was hidden beside the pyramids, what might lie directly beneath them? Other, less publicized geophysical surveys have targeted the very foundations of the Giza monuments. An Italian research team, deploying advanced remote sensing technology, focused their instruments on the bedrock beneath the Pyramid of Khafra, the second largest on the plateau. What their scans allegedly revealed was staggering. Not solid rock, but a complex of voids and tunnels. The data showed what appeared to be pillar-like formations, aligned in regular rows, as if supporting vast subterranean halls. Even more shocking were the long linear cavities, tunnels stretching for hundreds of meters beneath the pyramid. Skeptics immediately dismissed the readings as geological fissures or data artifacts. But when similar surveys were conducted beneath the Pyramid of Menkaura, the smallest of the three, corresponding features appeared. The same pillar-like voids, the same impossibly straight tunnels. The implication was almost too fantastic to consider. That the pyramids were not isolated monuments, but the visible peaks of a vast, interconnected subterranean complex. A hidden world engineered on a scale that would force us to completely reevaluate the capabilities of their builders. Some theorists propose these tunnels were purely functional, designed to manage geological stress from the immense weight above. Others see a spiritual purpose, a symbolic map of the underworld, the Duat, carved into the very rock of the plateau to guide the pharaoh's soul. But another, more radical theory has emerged. The alignment of these subterranean structures, some claim, mirrors celestial patterns, specifically the constellations sacred to the ancient Egyptians. If true, the Giza Plateau would be transformed from a necropolis into a colossal machine of stone and earth, designed to harmonize the world of the dead with the cosmos. A project whose origins might lie in a chapter of history we have never been told. And at the heart of that history lies Egypt's most enduring myth, the story of Osiris, the god of the underworld, murdered, dismembered, and ultimately reborn. His final resting place was said to be a hidden, water-bound tomb, a gateway between the world of the living and the realm of the dead. For decades, this was just a myth. But on the Giza Plateau, there is a place known as the Osiris Shaft. Long known, but not fully excavated until the 1990s, it is a vertical shaft that descends over 100 feet through 3 separate levels. At its very bottom lies a chamber. And inside that chamber, a massive granite sarcophagus, surrounded by water that seeps in from the plateau's water table. A real-world echo of a foundational myth.
But what if even this was just another layer of the mystery? Some scans have hinted at something deeper still. Claims have been made of a colossal anomaly, a chamber located at a staggering depth of over 600 feet, far below any known structure in Egypt. At its center, a shape consistent with a sarcophagus, encased by what appears to be a natural moat. Could this be the true, mythical tomb of Osiris? A structure so ancient it predates the pharaohs themselves? Such extraordinary claims demand extraordinary evidence, but when these findings began to surface, they were met not with excitement, but with outrage and official denial. Enter Dr. Zahi Hawass, for decades the most powerful and recognizable figure in Egyptology. As the head of Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities, he held near total control over all archaeological work on the Giza Plateau. No excavation could proceed, no discovery could be announced without his approval. Dr. Hawass has vehemently dismissed the claims of vast subterranean complexes as pseudoscience and fantasy. He has argued that remote sensing technology is unreliable at such depths, and that such speculation disrespects Egypt's carefully documented history. His supporters say he is a fierce guardian, protecting priceless heritage from exploitation and sensationalism. But his critics tell a different story. They describe a pattern of gatekeeping, where inconvenient data is ignored and research that challenges the official timeline is systematically shut down. They point to the 1987 survey by a Japanese team from Waseda University, which detected cavities and tunnels beneath the Sphinx. Their promising findings were never followed up.
They point to a circular opening once photographed on top of the Sphinx's head, which was later sealed during restoration work. An ancient access point, they claim, now permanently closed. The controversy reached a boiling point when Egyptian archaeologist Monica Hanna filed a formal complaint, accusing Hawass's administration of mishandling funds and circumventing antiquities laws. Hawass denied all charges, calling them professional jealousy. But the incident exposed the immense power concentrated in the hands of a few, the power to decide which questions get asked and which secrets remain buried. Is this careful stewardship, or is it censorship? The power to control Egypt's heritage is the power to control its history. And if the anomalies beneath Giza suggest that history is older, stranger, and more advanced than we've been told, then perhaps that is a truth not meant for public eyes. This is why these discoveries matter. They challenge the very bedrock of our understanding of the past. The L-shaped anomaly in the Western Cemetery, if confirmed as an untouched tomb, could redefine the entire purpose and layout of the Giza necropolis. The subterranean network, if real, points to engineering and astronomical knowledge far beyond what the Old Kingdom is credited with. The very kind of advanced, ancient civilization that researchers like Graham Hancock have been arguing for, often in the face of academic ridicule. And the Osiris chamber, whether symbolic or real, forces us to ask the most profound question of all. How much of ancient myth is actually a faded memory of a forgotten truth? For now, these discoveries remain ghostly outlines on a computer screen, their reality sealed by sand, stone, and official silence. But the data exists. The images have been captured. The questions have been asked. The sands of Giza are beginning to surrender their secrets, and it seems the greatest mystery is not how the pyramids were built, but what they were built to conceal. The question is no longer if something is hidden, but why. What do you believe lies beneath the Giza plateau? Join the discussion in the comments below. And if you seek to uncover more of history's hidden truths, be sure to subscribe.